So, welcome to the third episode in 2026, and this time it's a roundtable conference. And let me start with an introduction. We have Mansi, the founder of Dogalicious, a certified canine nutrition trained at the British College of Canine Studies in London. It's a long introduction. She focuses on making fresh, thoughtfully prepared food for dogs, practical and accessible for Indian pet parents. Thank you so much for coming, Mansi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Again, why don't you introduce yourself again?
Again. My name is Mansi. I am the founder of Dogalicious and Rooted in Love. And we do fresh food. I do consults as well as supplements and treats.
Super. And we have Sagar all the way from Maharashtra. Thank you so much, Sagar.
Hi, my name is Sagar Badakere. I'm the founder of Journey Canine Raw Food and the co-founder of EduPet India. At Journey, we make raw dog food, and EduPet is a expert-led educational platform for younger pet parents.
Super. That's really good. And we also have Samir and Danu. Thank you so much for coming to our studio.
Thanks for having us.
And founders of Right for Paws. And my social media is bombarded with your ads. And I think your social media team or marketing team is doing the right job. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for having us over.
And quick introduction, please.
So my name is Danu Roy and I'm the founder of Right for Paws. We are India's first minimally processed diets, which provides raw nutrition with the convenience of kibble.
I'm Samir Achin. I am the co-founder of Right for Paws, Danu's journeyman. We started Right for Paws in 2020. It's been about a couple of years since we've been on the journey. We do a range of natural pet food, minimally processed pet food and pet wellness products. We manufacture and market them. So that's what we do at Right for Paws. Yeah.
Super. Thank you so much and congratulations on raising recent funds. And tonight's drink is on them.
It's a win
I have
for.
to mention that in front of the camera.
It's a win for the natural pet food space,
Nice.
and not so much a Right for Paws chest thumping thing, because I think this actually legitimized the space. That a credible, real way to feed your beloved pets actually exists, and that is an organized business. I think this fundraise actually signifies that more than anything else.
Wonderful. So I start with my first question. What does good food for dogs mean to you?
Who are you asking? Oh.
We'll start with you. Ladies first.
I think good food is all about ingredients. The quality and the integrity of the ingredients, because you can have fresh food and you can have bad ingredients and it would still be bad nutrition. You can have raw food and bad ingredients and it would still be bad nutrition. And you can have really great food and great ingredients and then ultra process them and it would still be bad nutrition. So it's about amalgamation of the two. You need really great ingredients and then you need them to be minimally processed so that it then provides the nourishment that the body needs, because that's the ultimate goal.
Oh, super. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I will think of it in a slightly different spectrum. Let's examine what is food. Good food for each species means different. And based on the species comes the food chain and therefore the ingredient. So for us, what is great food might not be great food for the pets, especially if they're facultative carnivores or obligate carnivores, meaning dogs or cats. So what is good for us may not be absolutely great to superimpose, and a good food chain for the species given in the right form is good food for that species, simply put.
Do you think this message is reaching out to all the pet parents in India? Do they know about this?
Okay, do they know about it? I'm sure if they think about it, they will find the answer themselves. But the thing is, most people don't stop to think about pets as another species that lives with you in and cohabitates with you. They think of the dog either as a humanized companion, or in India, we do have the other extreme, a dog as a peripheral being that has a purpose in my life. So that creates this dissonance in the minds of humans.
They say there are 32 million dog parents in India. Is the number correct?
Seems to be fine.
Seems to be fine.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But there is no real way to know.
Seems
Came
to
up with this number.
There are about 40 million dogs.
No, there's 40 million pets, 32 million dogs. Close to about 6 to 8 million cats. This has been the kind of research that's come out consistently. However, you should also think of it in another way. The average span of a dog, assuming it's 8 years in India, which would be a stretch. I don't think
8 years is a stretch.
I don't think the average dog in India lives that long. And assuming that the
Are
average
you
dog,
talking about a specific breed?
no, I'm just
Pets.
talking dogs in general. Yeah? Assuming that the average dog in India has a span of 8, which is really low compared to the world, you're talking about a 15%, 8% growth, yeah, for this to maintain the population of what it is. 8% on an annualized basis is 15% replacement. So, in essence, what it means is that you, every 8 years or maybe less, to just be at 40 million, you just need that many more dogs that are being adopted. And cats are obviously much longer living than dogs, and therefore that is a different metrics altogether. Right? So when you talk about 40 million, please keep this in the back of your mind.
So the last 5 years, if you look at dogs per se, it's nearly double. It was about 18, 19 million about 5 years back. Today we are talking about 35, 36 million. I think
Did COVID play?
multiple things. COVID was one factor that created the surge, but I think you find a lot more people adopting pets. I think there is elements of one. I think standard of living in the country is improving, which I think that's been the global trend. Whenever the standard of living in a country improves, the pet ownership naturally increases. Second is, I think, nuclearization of families. You've probably seen 2 generations or 3 generations of nuclear families. So I think the emotional anchors which used to exist probably 30 years back, which was your extended family, probably don't exist anymore. I mean, you're obviously not that close to the extended family. So I think pets take that role of being the emotional anchor for families. I think that is one. And once you're a pet parent, I think the tendency that you will continue to be a pet parent is a lot higher. I mean, the children obviously tend to have a pet as they grow. So it's an impact of all of these things, culminating. So I think that is what is possibly happening.
So I'll go back to my question regarding the good food. What a beautiful way of explaining what good food is. Is it reaching out to all the 38 million pet parents out there?
Correct. So this is exactly what I was coming to. So people who search for answers will get those answers. But are the 38 million or 40 million people searching for those answers? I believe not. People usually would start searching for answers when they hit a wall. And most of the times it is a little too late to start looking for answers. So I think what we need to do is we need to start working on educating people so that people start looking for things proactively rather than reactively.
Also, general human tendency is to not go looking for what you think you already know. Why would I go looking for something if I think I already know what to do? And what we know today by osmosis is you feed dog food.
But do we have to wait for the pet parents to reach that point to search content?
No, we need to start But how else are you going to do proactive teaching? You do proactive teaching, you do proactive awareness raising, and therefore more and more people come across it, and then it gives them food for thought. And then, it's a slow process, but I feel it starts with pet parents, because I don't see it starting from somewhere else.
In your case, do you also do consulting, right? Do people come at the puppy stage, or when they reach that point, I have some issues with my dog, now let me talk to Nancy?
So I've seen this journey over 10 years. I rarely did puppies 10 years ago. It was only sick dogs, which is why I do so much customization, right? Because I dealt with needing to do customized solutions for each chronic case that came to me. Now it's actually moved to about a 50-50, where I do get healthy dogs, I get puppies, I get people. Now this year, we are in 2025, I had my first 4 people through the year, and I know it's a small number, but it's a beginning, who consulted me before they got the dog home. It was a pre-puppy consult, and it felt like a personal achievement, because it's what I've been talking about, saying you need to prepare yourself to understand who it is that you're bringing home. How do you set up your house? How do you set up your life? What are you going to be looking at? What do you want to feed? What are your do's and don'ts? Everything. And out of the 4, 1 changed their mind and said, you know what, I don't think we're ready. And that was a win. That was a win.
That's big one. Yes.
So I have a slightly different perspective on this one. Because it depends on what slice of the data set you're looking at. There's a Chinese proverb that says that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I believe in this. When pet parents are ready to find solution, somehow the teachers will appear, be it Google, be it Mansi, be it somebody else, they will appear there because they are looking for it. And that is a mindset shift. And in my opinion, that is also a mindset shift from being a pet owner to pet parent.
But that's exactly what Sagar is saying.
Exactly. So when pet owners, who are today 32 billion, include cats 40 billion, make that shift to being pet parents, then they start questioning about conventional ways to do things and start seeing about better, more updated, more near natural ways to provide solutions for what they seek. And it's not just food. From psychological behavior to food to well-being has changed overall. They start being responsible more than what they were earlier. I'm not saying that the pet owner was not responsible. He would have taken his dog for vaccination. He would have made sure he's given some food which he believes is good food, but he still hasn't faced that crossroads which asks him to take a directional change. And I think in general, when we are talking about population, this holds true. But when we look at silos, maybe then it's a very different thing, because then you're looking at a much smaller space out of the 32 or 40 million. Yeah.
So I think what Sagar was saying was that this, they start looking for answers happens only after push comes to shove. Whereas more often than not, it's not happening proactively while my dog is doing perfectly okay. Or I think my dog is doing perfectly okay. Simple. It happens when something
exactly,
goes
but
wrong.
That's also the same with human behavior. Only when you feel that there is something wrong with you, you go to meet somebody to say, "Abhi kya karna hai?" You seek a spiritual leader when you need something. You speak a spiritual leader when you require that way. You go to a doctor when you're sick. You go to a dietitian when you think that you need to fix your diet. So this is how humans work. And to be honest, I don't think you can change the way a human is coded, right? But you can provide all that they need out there. So if they're looking, they'll find you.
Yeah, that I agree. We have to create more content, everybody, collectively. I mean, there are some of us that already do, but everybody else does have the responsibility to create more content so that when they look, it's available.
So I think we've been true to how we're building this company. I mean, the way we do it is we've focused a lot on building a system that can scale, the system that can deliver, the system that can run on its own. I think that's been the focus. Thankfully, we've had the experience of running reasonably decent sized outfits or operations in the past. So we've always focused on building that, I think, right from the foundation. So even the team that we've built, it has to sustain and stand on its own. I think that's how we've built it. So there is always this question about how much should you come out and speak, so we've tried to maintain a balance there where it's more a collaborative approach than the founders coming and saying, and the founders know it all. I think it's a collective wisdom that we've built as a team, as a company, which I think should go out and deliver what it promises.
Sagar, when we say natural feeding, what does that actually mean in practical?
I think they've pretty much summed it up. But for me, natural feeding is the right ingredients with the right process and species appropriate. I think this is about it. And variety is the key. The more ingredients you add to the bowl, the more natural nutrition the dog will get from it, and will eventually it should reduce your need for having supplementing every meal.
Your thoughts, Nancy?
I would only add one other word to his thing is bioavailability. At the end of the day, that's what we really mean by natural. And, we want it to be available to the body to do what it is supposed to do inside the body. When you kill it all with whatever you're doing to it before you feed it, it no longer is bioavailable, even if on paper it says it has this much, this much, this much, this. It's not going to be available to the body. It's not going to do its job.
So can I give you an example? So a lot of the ultra processed brands that are there, they are all 40%, 45% protein. How much of it is actually getting absorbed in the body is what makes a difference. So for example, when we talk about meat as a whole, chicken is about 17% protein, buffalo is about 19% protein, and all this, whatever we are feeding them, is getting absorbed in the body. Whereas when there are brands that are overcompensating for these macronutrients, half of it is not digested or getting absorbed in the body, and they just poop it out. So the first thing that the first difference you will see after switching your dogs to a natural diet from an ultra processed diet is that the poop quantity will reduce.
Yeah, that's something that freaks out people.
And this happens in the first 7 to 10 days.
Yes, it happens on day one. Okay, because literally
the moment the dog eats.
Yeah, what you put in and then what you put out is input minus absorption and waste material, right? It's literally math. Okay.
Let the audience and pet parents understand what you're trying to say.
Let them also understand what you're saying.
Okay. What you feed anybody, you, me, the dog, the cat, right? It's going to now take out nutrition from it, and it's going to try and expel the waste material. Stuff after, whatever is left over after we've taken out nutrients. Right? When you feed bioavailable fresh food and the body can get more out of it, what you put out is less, literally, in quantity. Yes.
It's not a medical condition.
No. No. And parents do freak out.
Yeah.
They do freak out. Yes, because you're used to seeing a quantity of poop. You're used to seeing a particular... you're used to seeing a sort of consistency of poop. People might hate me for this, but like toothpaste, right? That kind of consistency, which we call pasty, it changes. It really does change when the food is more bioavailable. There's just less thrown out.
Ideally, the poop has to be such that you can pick it up with 2 fingers. You shouldn't, but that is the consistency that
It should be pelleted. Yeah.
with the tissue.
The cloud.
Yeah. So it should be pelleted, it should be foamed, it should not leave a messy residue on the floor.
Not stink.
I do a lot of poop information.
This is a favorite topic with pet parents.
Yeah, we talk about poop a lot.
I get
social
photos
gathering
of
discussion actually.
all the newer customers when
Yeah.
because I walk them through this because they should not freak out when such changes happen. So I walk them through this. I transition them. I handhold them throughout their journey. And when this happens, they start taking photos. I must have at least 1,000 plus photos.
Poop photos is a compulsory thing for my consult client. Poop photos and poop diary is compulsory for my consult clients. And I don't usually give my phone and my gallery open to people without warning them because you'll randomly start saying poop photos, right?
What is this brown ball of it?
No, nobody's confused about what it is. It's very obviously poop. My mother hates it. She's like, open the photo and show me. I do not want to look at your gallery because it's just going to have random dogs and then poop and then me going.
Let's move to the next question. Do you feel India is still behind global trends in canine nutrition, or are we catching up faster than expected?
Now here, we need to split this into English-speaking countries and non-English-speaking countries as a traditional thing, because English-speaking countries, generally Commonwealth, have adherence to standards, awareness, everything, right? From that perspective, if I really look at it, look at the growth of the sector in relevance, I think we need some catch up to do.
Yeah.
However, are we having people not enlightened as much as some of the enlightened minds in the US and other English speaking countries? And I think maybe no. I think we do have very enlightened people who have a lot of expertise in the space in India, and that should not be undermined at all. So whether we understand the space and how we develop the space also is a segment of the penetration and the growth of the segment in India. So from that perspective, I think I answered your question.
So pet parents often ask raw or cooked, which is better?
I don't think there is a one answer that fits all these questions. No, it is not breed specific. I think it is a lot to do with what stage the pet owners or the pet parents are at. I would always advise people to do a little better than what they are currently doing. So if you're feeding an ultra processed diet, even adding 25% of natural food or supplements or vegetables, fresh meat.
An egg.
Egg.
An egg. Just break an egg.
Fish. Okay. On
top of ultra processed food.
will be better than giving them a full bowl of ultra processed food. So do better. You don't have to aspire to do what is the best that you can do. Just keep on doing better. And it is always better for the dog also when you do a slower transition from one to the other. So jumping from one to right, like one end of the spectrum, going all the way to the other end of the spectrum, does not really mean much. And in most often than not, people will quit if they try to do that journey. So I believe raw is what nature intended, and I think that is what is ideal for dogs. Yeah.
I believe raw is as nature intended. And cooked food is what is more widely accepted in our country. Had I been in UK and had I done exactly this as a career there, I would be doing raw. But I don't think raw is for every dog. I believe nutrition is dog specific, not breed specific, dog specific. I have known dogs to just run, and I mean run away from the room at the sight of raw food. Going, oh my God, what are you doing? My own dogs refuse. They refuse raw food. Kira was a raw fed dog. When I started Dogalicious, Kira was a raw fed dog. So I've done both. I have done loads and loads of raw transitions with people who were from ultra processed all the way to raw. And I believe that that's at the top of the pyramid. And everything else, if you're at the bottom of the pyramid, any step of the pyramid is, like he said, do better. It's better. And you can just take one step at a time.
Can I ask you a counter question? What do you think is at the bottom of the pyramid?
Ultra-processed food.
How about you, Danu?
So I believe ultra processed food, which is a conventional ease of use product, is the lowest kind of nutrition delivery system that we have got. However, I do believe that nutrition is dog specific. So if your dog is managing on raw, great, because some dogs may not manage on raw.
Yeah, I've seen dogs not
And
manage.
then you need to gently cook them. And
Half cook it, just sear it off a little bit.
And they will
I've
be
seen
fine.
a lot of variations that dogs are okay with.
So it is dog specific and also life stage specific, because the dog
Life
might
stage
be great doing raw food until maybe 6 years old, and then he may need.
Yeah,
Because
I've transitioned dogs from ultra processed to raw when they were 2 or 3, and then processed them back to cooked when they were 10.
so it
Right?
moves.
It's life stage, it's dog specific, it is condition specific.
So I think raw nutrition is, I think, unanimously everybody
Just
would agree.
better.
Yeah, that's the point. As long as you can deliver natural nutrition or as close to raw nutrition, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
So the point is, you could do raw, you could do minimally processed, you could do cooked, but retain the raw nutrition that is available in the product. So with each stage, when you aggressively cook it, it drops. So find a way that you can maintain the raw nutrition. As she said,
Natural nutrition has to be
So
given.
a lot of the micronutrients
you should. So like a format of food we do what is called minimally processed. The whole idea is we deliver raw nutrition. We don't try and diminish the raw nutrition in the process. And I think that's the effort. I think what all of us do here is we try and deliver raw nutrition, or the rawest form of nutrition. That is what we are all trying to do.
Have you covered all the information in this book? Now coming back to this book, guys, this book is available on EduPet to download. Here, this camera, this one. So you can download this. There's a PDF copy available, and all these wonderful folks have put their thoughts into it. Have you covered all the things that we spoke now inside this?
No, we haven't touched gut yet.
Yeah.
And the big giant called microbiome.
That's when is that coming?
That's in here.
It's in the book, but we haven't
We
covered
haven't covered it. We haven't talked
It's not
about
covered
it.
yet.
No, we haven't talked about it yet.
So I think whatever work the team has done to get articles from different nutritionists, I think we've covered almost everything. Okay. So honestly, this was Tushar's idea. So Tushar was when we first met, we had discussed that we'll do a nutrition guide, but back then we did not know how this is going to unfold. And then we just started connecting with different brands. We started connecting with nutritionists, and just got like-minded people together. And this is the result.
Sagar is being a bit modest. I'll be honest here.
Yeah.
Let me say, when I answered your previous question about do we have minds here, this is an exact fulfillment of that. Nowhere else in the world have you ever had, nowhere else, a culmination of industry coming together, all the people who care about good health and longevity and natural nutrition coming under one umbrella and saying, let's put something out which makes pet parenting easier. Let us enlighten them. It's free. Let's enlighten them. Let them know. And when they're right and when they're ready, they'll make the change. Right? And it has got a culmination of articles from a lot of great people who have put thought and years of experience into it. And I think let me put it this way, if it were in an other more developed economy, this would have been like in the top most downloaded book on canine nutrition.
Yeah.
That's how I would put this book.
Have we not promoted it well, or
Oh, I mean, we just launched it. We are in the process, but let's understand, we are a nascent stage sector in a developing economy, which the West hasn't really acknowledged yet, right? And that has its own set of shades that people look at you with, right? But the names that matter have already acknowledged it in international fray, and that I think is a great thing. And what the effort of putting this book has brought together is a bunch of people who are doing their own bit coming together, and now we have collective force. And I think that is a big change in India vis-a-vis anywhere else, because Sagar uses the word competition. We are a competition, and doesn't matter. We are focused on one thing, and that's the important thing.
Fantastic. So this guide highlights gut health as the foundation of overall wellness. So what are some early signs of poor gut health that pet parents often miss?
Honestly, anything that goes wrong with your dog, I'd look at the gut first. Yeah. It's connected to yes. There's
Absolutely.
a gut kidney axis, there's a gut liver axis, there's a gut skin axis, there's a gut brain axis. The gut itself has it's the first brain. The brain has been given undue advantage. It is the brain. It allows the brain to function.
Nutritionist shade. No.
Everything starts at the gut. Ask your brain how well it feels when you're just not feeling okay here. It is useless. It is useless as feeling anything, right? So it controls your mood, it controls your serotonin production, it controls how stressed you're going to be, it controls your nutrition absorption, which then in turn controls your immune system. There is a gut-skin axis, and now we know that things that we put on our skin is capable of killing bacteria in the gut, right? The things that we put in our gut is capable of killing bacteria everywhere else in the body. So anything goes wrong in something simple like tears, constant tearing, ear infections, eye infections,
constant shedding.
It's constant shedding, UTIs. I'd look at
lethargy.
Bacteria.
Just one thing to correct over here. Not correct. I would like to add one thing. She said it kills bacteria. Now, the general population thinks that bacteria is bad, which is not the case. Yeah. So bacteria is always good and bad.
That's together it's called microbiome.
Yeah. So what we put on our skin or what we put in the gut will kill bacteria, yes, but it will kill the good ones and the bad ones. So then that results.
What causes dysbiosis? Yes. Dysbiosis is nothing but the disbalance of the good bacteria that keep everything functioning and in balance. And that pretty much is the root cause of most things going wrong.
Nice.
Including, like he said, lethargy and mood.
So the gut and the brain are actually formed by splitting the same cell, right? So in many ways they are like the same thing. So if you nurture the gut, pretty much most of the stuff that you deal with for your vitality and good health is taken care of.
Yeah.
So much so that there was an experiment done and a 70-year-old lady had IBS. So she used to go and, she tried this experimental thing. She would take a FMT capsule. The donor was a bodybuilder, really young, vital, extremely great guy. After a while, she started having depression. But she was feeling great. Otherwise, everything was great. She started having some depressed mood swings and things like that. And then she went and told me, because it was still in research, she went and said, I'm suffering from this kind of thing. Yeah. And then they found that the guy who was the donor was going through a divorce. Yeah? So what has happened is that the mood swings there has affected him so much that the FMT is now transferring that mood swing to the recipient.
Your cells have a memory.
So this is how powerful it is.
I think you should also touch on what FMT is, because
fecal matter
I don't
transplant.
believe
most people won't know fecal matter transplant.
Right? So it's a way that you Now, I think that's the future for
It is
any
the
of your antibiotics used for stomach infections, gut infections is going to go away. Maybe FMT is going to solve many other things, not just gut related issues, but maybe also other things. Like it just gives you a new fix for your microbiome.
Can diet alone reverse chronic health issues, or does it need to work alongside medical care? Who wants to take this?
I will take it first, but I'm sure Dhanu will have something to say about it.
For entertaining content, come this side. For informative content, go that side.
Can diet alone reverse chronic conditions? I would rather answer it the other way around. You may or may not need medicines, but you cannot do it without diet. You will definitely need the diet in conjunction with. So you can do medicines if you want. You may not do medicines if it is not required, but you definitely have to do the diet. Otherwise, you're not reversing anything. You're going to mask it, you're going to push it under the rug, you're going to create a big rug, and then you'll just have this big mountain in the middle of the living room. So,
Is it okay to go to the veterinary first?
most people don't know what else to do, right? So unless you have extensive knowledge of alternative remedies or nutritional management or something like that, or you have a person you can go to, that is the first thing you're going to do. So
dog behavior issues, people end up going to the veterinary.
I think that's just lack of not knowing what else to do. You remember 30, 40 years ago, we used to all go to our general family doctor for everything. Now we don't do that. Now we know that if you want to get fit, you go to the gym, or you want to change your diet, you go to a nutritionist. If it's a hormonal issue, you go to an endocrinologist. You don't go to your family doctor for everything. We know this now in the human thing, right? But in my grandfather's time, that was not the case.
Don't you think it's also about infra available?
It is now
Because
now
limited. See, I'm saying 5 years back, probably you just didn't know. Today, it is available.
I think that is why I get more offended at people not knowing, because it is available and so is the information.
But I think the progression is it's also about awareness. I think there is a progression of people or the consumers also, where they kind of 20 years back nobody went to a psychologist. Today people go for therapy. So because it's also been mainstream.
There's a small disconnect in the way you guys are seeing it, the way I see it. Sorry, but the reason I see it is more than 80 to 85% of pet owners today are first-time pet owners, meaning they never even had a goldfish in their life. 80. That's what data says. 80% plus of pet owners today are first-time pet owners, right? So what do? You wanted companionship, something to engage you personally, to involve yourself in your daily routine, and you wanted something consistent. Please understand this word. A human can have other human company, be it friendship, be it relationship in any form, but you are always afraid that something might break off there. But you've got a pet, and that bond is unconditional. So even a goldfish, in the morning it swims up when you go close. It's doing it because it knows it's conditioned for food. But your emotive need says that it's coming to me. Right? And because we are now getting into this kind of human society in India, we don't know where else to turn to. We don't know where else to go. So you go to the veterinarian who is in your neighborhood, because he is supposed to have studied about all other systems other than human.